want to show you a fairly quick way to set up an automated email campaign using your blog. It's called RSS to email. So what this does is every time you write a blog article on your website, it's going to MailChimp will automatically find that blog, turn it into an HTML email, and send out an email to a list in your account, that you choose. So any form that you have on your website, you can set up to sync to MailChimp so that someone fills out a contact form, that contact person will automatically be added to that list. So that's a great way to kind of automate all of this stuff for you. First step, get into your MailChimp account, click on Create Campaign. So we'll go to Create an Email. They have a couple different options here. If you're going to send out a one-time email, you go to regular, but we're going to automate this. So automated. A couple different options here. Share blog updates. That's what we want to do. So we'll click on that. You can change the campaign name, obviously, to something that you're going to recognize. But the next step, select a list. We'll go, I just made this one really quick, RSS email list, begin. So now it's going to let us start building this out. So the feed URL, a lot of times people are like, what's my feed URL? That is simply going to your website and then /feed. That's all it is. So you'll click enter, then you'll get this kind of goofy looking page that this is your RSS feed. So we're going to highlight this whole thing and just simply paste that in there. When should we send? So I leave it at every day and then pick a time. So I'm on Eastern, so I'm going to have mine go out. I have West Coast clients, so I might want to pick it a little bit later, say maybe 2 o'clock, just so the West Coast people aren't getting hit so early in the morning. Send only on these days. I'm going to remove Sunday and Friday, just so this is kind of a weekday thing while people are at work. Resize RSS feed images to fit template. Not a bad idea. I have Photoshop, so I can do a lot of this stuff myself, but if you don't want to worry about that, it's definitely something that you can click on and use. Go to next. So now we're going to be going to this is kind of cool. It shows you where you're at in the setup process. So next will be who we're sending this to. I'm going to send it to the entire list. This list has 0 people in it right now, but just a fake one here for demo purposes. So we'll click on next. Setup. So campaign name, you can obviously change the campaign name. Email subject, I would definitely change this. I usually keep it the same every time, whether it's just whatever newsletter from Vonk Digital or whatever you want to make it, just something kind of catchy that people are going to open. Preview text, you can leave that blank. From, name, and email. Obviously that's important. If this is a free account, which mine is as well, tracking, just leave all the track opens. This other stuff, just kind of leave it as is. Nothing you can really do. Go to template, so we'll click next. That'll be the next step. So they have a lot of. This used to be a lot more difficult, but now they've set it up so that it's pretty easy. So you don't really need a lot of experience to use this. So they have a couple, share story, whatever. They have a couple different ones. So we'll just put it on follow up. That might be a good one to use. So you're going to get a very professional layout that's pretty quick to set up. So the only thing that can be kind of tricky is just changing this stuff. So obviously you start with your logo, you're going to click on edit. So everything you select on the left side, you're going to make the changes on the right side. So it's kind of left preview, right is where the work happens. So that's where you would replace your logo, come down to the next one, send it. You would just change whatever you want this to say. News updates from Vonk Digital. Yay, whatever you want. Add a photo. So if you wanted to have a photo here that's going to be on every newsletter, obviously you can do that. If you don't, you want to remove it, go ahead. You can do a little, welcome paragraph here, something, thanks for subscribing to our newsletter. Hopefully this information is helpful to you every week, month, whatever it is. So it might be a good idea to have that. The big one you don't want to forget where this is an RSS to email campaign is the RSS Items. So grab that and drop that in. That'll actually have the title of the new blog post that you wrote, and then some of the content. So you definitely need this piece. If you forget that, this will not work very well. If you want, you can have it obviously up at the top. You can kind of move this stuff around. We'll just get rid of this. Delete that paragraph. So this will just give us some content on the article that we just wrote on our site. Shop now. I mean, you could change this to just, view website or contact us, whatever you want it to do. Link to, you have a web address, email. So that's kind of cool. You can have it just send you an email if you want. You put in the URL there. You change that as well if you want. And we'll go to next. You can obviously ignore this. I know that the list has no one in it. That won't be a problem hopefully when you're setting it up. Default text content. Let people know what you've been up to. Resolve. So I'll just click resolve. See what happens. I'm not sure what this is. It's basically telling me I didn't change that, so I'm just going to delete it. Yeah, don't forget these little, if you have social media section down here, don't forget to update that. Obviously you don't want these just going to Facebook. Put in your URL to all these accounts, and you can add more, add another service, so you can change. There's all these different ones that you can add, so that's a pretty cool little feature. Next. So now we're back. So everything looks good here, obviously except the list, which you don't have to worry about it for this. Save and preview and test. So I always send a test email, but you can also just enter preview mode if you want to see kind of quickly what it's going to look like. So this will show what your emails are going to look like. So it's kind of cool. It's showing you an excerpt from my last one. So on my blog, my last post was what is a mortgage website template. So it's already grabbing that, putting it in here. It's giving a little bit about the article, so hopefully they find that intriguing and they click and read more. Your logo would be up here. Title, if you had some other images, you can add those. But very nice template, pretty quick to set up, and you're off and running. Now you have an automated email campaign that is powered by your blog. So it's a great tool. If you have a blog and you have people that you want to read your blog, set this up. It's definitely worth taking the time. So hopefully this video is helpful to you. My name is Vinny with Vonk Digital. If you have any questions, info@vonkdigital.com. Thanks for watching.